This is Eswatini TV News at 8 live from Babane. I am Natalie Sitole alongside Manzini. First up, here's a look at our headlining stories. The Kwamile Vocational and Commercial Training Institute today held its 5th graduation ceremony. The World Health Organization has trained 25 emergency responders on how to respond to public health emergencies in Africa. The Manzini region is faced with low viral load suppression compared to other regions. Good evening and welcome to the program. The Ministry of Education and Training's Principal Secretary Themba Gama has urged Kwamile Vocational and Commercial Training Institute graduates to start their own businesses. The PS was speaking during the 5th Kwamile Voctem graduation ceremony, where he was represented by the Undersecretary Lungelo Nhlengetwa.
We encourage students to be self-employed and start their own businesses, which also helps increase the gross domestic product of the country and improve the standard of living. SDG number 4 talks about quality education. I want to thank the government for giving preference to TVET institutions such as this one.
Okay, Foods Eswatini Director Lincoln Motsa shared words of encouragement to the graduating class.
This college has helped by giving us the skills, and we have been able to start our own businesses. And some of us have been absorbed by reputable companies to work for.
The graduates said they are ready to start their own businesses with their new skills.
Impilo yilapho ukuthi siyoqala wethu umsebenzi sivulena labanye amathuba wathi silandzela ngemuva ukuthi bethe nabantu osebenza lesiqalile nathi.
Ngibheke ukuthi ngidawusebenzisa tandla tami kwakhala ikusasa lami ngondle umndeni wakithi ngibonisa nalabanye ukuthi kusebenza akusiko mhlambi ngemtimba nangalokunye netandla tiyasebenza futhi tisebenzele kakhulu wakhe imali lehle.
Ngiyathemba ukuthi nami ngidawuvula kwakami ukuze nami ngikhona kusita kulabanye ngicashe labangephasi kwami.
So ngekwami ngicela ukuthi emaphambatana angagcine lapho akhona khona so kusho ukuthi sonke singawenda umsebenzi abantu abafuna.
The 5th Kwamile Vocational and Commercial Training Institute graduation ceremony saw 355 students pass out with different skills such as business, finance and accounting and motor vehicle maintenance and repairs. Reporting for Eswatini TV News, I'm Samkal Suekoza with Zikumbuzo Dlamini Matsapa.
The World Health Organization has trained 25 emergency responders on how to respond to public health emergencies in Africa. The workshop was closed by the Ministry of Health Principal Secretary Khanya Mabuza, where he was represented by Dr. Gcinile Buthelezi.
The 3-week training of experts on public health emergencies, including outbreaks, was funded by the World Bank and the World Health Organization. The Minister of Health, PS Khanya Mabuza, officially closed the workshop, where he was represented by Dr. Gcinile Buthelezi.
Bangaphalali ikakhulu etindzabeni tethu tala ekhaya eSwatini kepha babuke netindzaba ukuthi bangaphumela ngephandle. Ngiyacabanga ukuthi sonke besigadzile lokho emva kokubona ukuthi COVID-19 kusente njani njengelive laKangwane.
Dr. Buthelezi says Eswatini emergency responders need this kind of trainings to respond better to emergencies and disasters. WHO Eswatini country representative Dr. Susan Tembo said emergency responders are key to the development of African states.
And the goal of the SAGE pillar is to ensure the availability of a dedicated, well-trained and ready for deployment multidisciplinary health emergency expert teams.
The trained emergency responders will now be enlisted under the Rapid Response Team for the World Health Organization and the Centers for Disease Control Africa. Reporting for Eswatini TV News, I'm Samkal Suekoza, Babane.
The Manzini region is faced with low viral load suppression compared to other regions. This was revealed during the Manzini World AIDS Day at Luze in Kundla by the National Emergency Response Council on HIV and AIDS and different stakeholders.
Following the low viral suppression rate in this region, the National Emergency Response Council on HIV and AIDS disseminated messages of awareness on this. The Undersecretary in the Ministry of Labour and Social Security, who was representing the Principal Secretary, shares his message.
Yindzawo lena leyihub yelive ngilala lapha kunemafem khona.
The Manzini region has a large population because of the factory shells, the University of Eswatini, and a number of industries. This means that there are a lot of people, and you find that some of them struggle with taking medication. Our message is that people should take their medication religiously. Nature's Council member Nonhlanhla Dlamini says they are committed to eradicating HIV in the country. Community engagement is paramount to ending the HIV pandemic, so engaging them is the backbone of HIV response. Hence, we are here at Lutse to say people must ensure that they take their treatment. United Nations Population Fund's head of office, Margaret Twala, who was representing UNAIDS, says they know that youth living with HIV have complained of treatment fatigue. All I can say to these young people is that at the moment they have to continue taking their treatment to prevent the virus from replicating in their bodies. Unfortunately, there is no treatment. Until then, they must take their treatment regime. According to the Shimstri study, people living with HIV in Eswatini declined from 27% in 2016 to 24% in the year 2021, which shows that the country is resilient in the fight against HIV. For Eswatini TV News, Nelson Dlangamandla, Vuminkosi Nzinisa, Lutse.
The Joint River Basin Authority's Chief Executive Officer, Sindim Timkulu, says the Kingdom of Eswatini, in partnership with South Africa and Mozambique, has launched a joint program that will ensure water availability. The CEO was speaking during the closing ceremony of the 7th River and Environmental Management Cooperation on Friday.
Basically, we started with the Youth and Women Day on Monday, where we discussed issues affecting women in water management and also trying to come up with programs where we can work together as the three countries in managing water with our youth and stakeholders. Then we had some technical sessions where we were discussing mostly issues of climate adaptation, data and information management, and also developing common systems for water quality monitoring and things like that. We did come up with some resolutions. We launched a project called GLOW that will be used for forecasting water availability in the three countries in time so that we are ready and are able to plan for it. And we are also planning to apply for a water facility fund where we will be doing a joint project as the three countries for climate adaptation. So it was really lovely.
Thank you so much.
The Anti-Corruption Commission says it has heard the people's plea of an effective anti-corruption commission during the People's Parliament. Thus, they will ensure to pull up their socks and work even harder and be effective. The commission had a week-long training with other corruption commissions from other parts of the region, or rather, from other countries within the SADC region. The training was held at the Mountain View Hotel in Babane.
Last year, Eswatini signed a memorandum of understanding with 5 SADC countries on collaborating and cooperation in investigations techniques and corruption prevention. These countries are Eswatini, Lesotho, South Africa, Botswana, and Namibia. The director of the Anti-Corruption Commission in Eswatini, Jabu Phakathi, says the training will help the Anti-Corruption Commission as it has been weak on the prevention component mandate.
Sometimes we concentrate a little bit or more on the investigations component, when in fact you find that the prevention is better than actually when the crime has already happened. So what we are trying to do in this meeting, what they were trying to assist us, is to develop risk assessments and have.
Lincoln Boilanyo Titekop from Botswana says they will also learn a lot from Eswatini in as much as Botswana has gone a mile in fighting corruption, but they will also gain through the interaction with Eswatini.
It seeks to coordinate and gives impetus to the fight against corruption, particularly in the issue of corruption prevention. Yes. You did say Botswana is doing reasonably well. Yes, I would have to concur. Botswana is doing reasonably well for the fact that we have managed to develop a somewhat decentralized corruption risk management system where we have other stakeholders being equal participants in the fight against corruption.
When ranked by score in fighting corruption, Botswana is doing well. Reporting, I am Kian Msibi with Partizo Msibi at the Mountain View in Babane.
The Eswatini Tourism Authority has launched this year's festive season campaign. The Eswatini Tourism Authority's marketing manager, Chankit Lamine, encourages the Maswati to visit local tourist attraction places and promote local tourism.
We're encouraging them and actually seeking them to explore Eswatini and visit tourist attraction places in Eswatini. We're basically saying hashtag choose Eswatini, hashtag Pola Eswatini, hashtag Pumula Eswatini. We want to unveil the hidden gems, Guyana, because we've got new establishments that are actually have come up during the 2023. So we're saying to Maswati, let them explore them. Besides that, Guyana will be also doing media tours, wherein the media will be sampling these tourist attractions places and then come back and write about them from their own experience. So it is part of the festive season campaign rollout. We'll also be doing adverts in South Africa. We've partnered with Ukhozi FM, Ligwala Gwala FM, and Radio 2000 with the aim of promoting Destination Eswatini as a must-see destination of choice in Africa, so that we can have South Africans coming into Eswatini, Guyana. So it is important for us as the Tourism Authority, as we are nearing the busy season, that people, they must come and invest in Eswatini and choose Eswatini as their festive season destination.
188 people have been arrested for murder this year. This has been said by the Senior Deputy National Commissioner, Sula Dlamini, when launching the murder and suicide campaign at Manzini bus rank.
As the cases of gender-based violence continue to be on the increase in the country, the police have launched a campaign aimed at stopping this kind of violence as well as suicide.
We have seen that women are mostly affected by gender-based violence. We appeal to a Maswati to help us stop this act which has cost the lives of innocent souls. We will ensure that we take the campaigns to all the regions as we aim to reach all sectors of our society.
The acting gender coordinator at the Deputy Prime Minister's office, Sibongile Dlamini, says they are in support of the campaign.
As the Deputy Prime Minister's office, we appreciate such efforts by the police. We urge a Maswati to contact our office if they suspect any acts of gender-based violence.
According to the police, since January this year, there has been 147 murders and 133 suicides. For Eswatini TV News, Nelson Dlangamandla, Vuminkosi Nzinisa in Bendulo Kumbi, Manzini.
Females must quickly walk away from toxic relationships, especially where they are physically and verbally abused. These are words of one lady who is lucky to be alive and managed to walk away from an abusive partner. She says females must prioritize their lives in any relationship.
Following the increasing number of violence and the killing of women, especially by their partners and husbands, the news crew spoke to one lady who is a survivor of abuse, who says there are many red flags that are there in relationships, but most women choose to ignore. She says verbal abuse is common, but many tolerate, yet it leads to physical abuse.
Not even controlling.
In my case, he was not really physical, but he was verbally abusing me and would smash objects in the house, and I would be scared. He would always say he will kill me. I can only advise girls to walk away as soon as he threatens to slap you, because next he will do it. We also tend to forgive our partners for physically abusing us, yet they will abuse us over and over again. I can advise girls to walk away before it's too late.
She says it is disheartening to see girls dying in the hands of boyfriends and their husbands, yet they can just agree to go separate ways and forget investing on one another. Reporting, I am Kian Msibi with Vuminkosi Nzinisa, some visual source from the internet.
Different stakeholders, including FSRA, UNISWA, the Center for Financial Inclusion, ESCOM, and the Central Bank of Eswatini, have awarded students who partook in the IT Fintech competition. The students were given different topics to solve. The awarding ceremony took place at Bulletin on Thursday.
The students were competing on fintech, solving problems where they were given a topic to solve. Stakeholders who supported the competition say they will do their best in supporting the competition as the students have showed commitment.
The team was mainly focusing on leveraging natural language processing to help businesses. So there were two major categories: poster presentation as well as a hackathon.
We recognize the significance of machine learning as one of the most dynamic and rapidly evolving areas of technology today.
We hope that our relationship will continue to strengthen and develop and improve.
Winners say the competition was tight and the winners walked away with 15,000 Malangeni.
It was an exciting competition, a lot of competition. In as much as competition, obviously, there is also a lot of learning from the colleagues because it's actually information sharing.
Ngitiva ngijabulile, ngithokozile and lokho kukhomba ukuthi umfutho lengifakako uyakhomba imiphumela yakhona.
Students and individuals partook in the competition as it was open for everyone. For Eswatini TV News, I'm Diane Msibi with Vuminkosi Nzinisa and Bendulo Kumbi, Kwaluseni.
And now we'll have a look at our financial indicators.
Can be.
And moving on to sports, Madlenya FC head coach William Gamete says the pressure of staying top of the Premier League table is starting to affect the team. Gamete was speaking after seeing his team play to another goalless draw in the MTN Premier League at the Prince of Wales in Babane.
Manzini FC has so far played 8 games where they have won the first 4 games of the season. The team has since then went on to draw the last 4 games, the most recent being the goalless draw against Eswatini United. The head coach, William Gamete, says maybe the pressure of being on top is starting to get into the players.
The pressure is there. But akusiko kangako kithi sekuthi the opponent vele eta asilungiselele kakhulu because bonke bayathi ukuthi sizodlala ne-team le-dangerous. It's not like before ukuthi sodlala ne-team lencane lefikako then isikhona ukukapitalize lapho. But nyalo sebabonile ukuthi how strong are we. Then ke kuloko which means kubita ukuthi thina sisebenze kakhulu kunakucala kuze si-achieve lama result. So lama draws asho kona nje ukuthi le level yethu solo siyibeke lapho kufuna senyuse kancane kuze sitawukhona ukuthi siwine next time.
Eswatini United coach Mpumelelo Dlamini had this to say about the game.
We had the first half. We had the first half, so I told them my chances, but unfortunately, sangabi clinical. Second half, unfortunately, with the red card, so we were forced to go. Good see, versus the deep, sesfuna go break out in the breakaway. But again, Bafana Babe resilient because Madlenya was then throwing numbers. We'll take the point, even though it's at home. But I mean, with a man shot,
in other sports news, Tando Mkhacha, who is the organizer of the Varsity Basketball League games, says the main reason for the Varsity League is to help elite players to stay fit and be prepared for when the league starts.
So with having this league, we've also managed to register a lot of the players at Bamawas. Whenever a national league before the national league have a lot of teams, a lot of players, the Bashan and Abatsai. Also, in the sitting up on the lead is to bridge that gap, the external passing and it's not compete. So by the time, say, we national league, then my players are very in top shape.
The Varsity Basketball League is played every Thursday and Friday at the University of Eswatini, Kwaluseni campus, and is made up largely of players who play in the elite league that has been suspended for more than 2 years now. Reporting for Eswatini TV Sports News, I am Patizo Msebi, Babane.
That's all for now. Before I go, here's a reminder of our top stories. The Kwamile Vocational and Commercial Training Institute today held its 5th graduation ceremony. The World Health Organization has trained 25 emergency responders on how to respond to public health emergencies in Africa. The Manzini region is faced with low viral load suppression compared to other regions. And with that, we conclude our bulletin. Up next is the weather update from myself and the crew. Thank you for your company. Take care.
Parliamente lonyaka sengathi somandla semazulwini angayingenelela nayindzaba labantu bangethusa ngwenyama ngesaba baphethe tidlwane tandleni tabo balishisa lelive nangithi ngithathe imbazo ngishone ehlathini ngifuna tinhlungu nangithi ngiyalibamba ngwenyama liphehlwe esandleni ngiluphethe